Hyundai Ioniq 6 EV sedan unveiled, expected range 482 kilometers. We'll have to see if the rest of it holds up. We've been extremely curious about what Hyundai's follow-up to the smash hit Ioniq 5 will look like. While we don't have any powertrain specifics, this is the new design. The Hyundai Ioniq 6 has evolved from the drop-dead gorgeous prophecy concept. Given the upscale looks of that concept, we were a bit worried the real steel car would disappoint, especially on the heels of a looker like the Ioniq 5. That follow-up sequel is always the hardest. 1 second, before we start the video, kindly subscribe to this channel. That will motivate us to make more videos like this. Your support is very important for us. Only, you can help us to reach the next milestone. Now, let's get started. Happily, Hyundai seems to have found a groove. This is a radical departure from the design language of the 5, but the Ioniq 6 still rests on the brand's eGMP EV architecture, which also sits under Kia's EV6. As a result, we do know this car will have the 800V fast charging found in current Hyundai EVs. But we're here for the design, and the camera mirrors. For now, we'll spill what we do know about the Ioniq SXS specs. Given that shared architecture, we should be able to get pretty close. If we assume that this is basically a new Ioniq 5 with some different bodywork laid over it, the picture gets a hair clearer. At its hottest, the 5 makes 320 horsepower and 446 lb-ft of torque via 2 electric motors. That should also mean a range of around 250 or so miles unless Hyundai's battery tech has taken a massive leap since the last time it launched an EV. Speaking of the 5, we now also know how big this car will be. It'll be roughly the same size as the 5, but with a much lower roofline. Wheel to wheel, the Ioniq 6 measures 116.1 inches to the 5's 118.1. With the EV6 coming in at 114.1 inches. Still, a nice low, flat, battery pack means that occupants both front and rear will have ample leg room. As for the design itself, we see a lot of Porsche influence. There's that pixelated whale-tail spoiler that's right off a 911, so is that hood line, and the rear is very BMW 6 Series from a few years back. Of course, the concept car's influence remains, especially in the lights and at the rear. Inside, infotainment is handled by two 12-inch displays sitting side by side. Unfortunately, we Americans will have to live with plebeian glass rearview mirrors, not the cool cameras. Our country is a tad regressive like that. Regardless, that means the screens for the mirrors won't take up dash space. It'll be interesting to see how that's managed. The wheel might look familiar, but those 4 pixels probably won't. Those change color based on what you're doing with the car. For example, they'll flash white to indicate voice control is working, and green if you've got the car plugged in. Hyundai says a total of 2 trim levels will be on offer for the model, and both will make heavy use of your standard socially aware sustainable materials, like recycled plastics and leather dyed using flaxseed oil. Happily, the ambient lighting you see here is standard. We imagine there will also be some more meaningful upgrades for the higher trim, which will be revealed in detail when the car officially debuts. Those sustainable materials also make their way outside, with 12 paint colors available. 2 of them will use bamboo charcoal pigments to create a gold or green matte finish. For now, only 2 wheel options are available, an 18-inch and 21-inch wheel. This being a design reveal and not the real thing, we're not sure what pricing will look like. However, based on this car's size and market positioning, we'd say the Tesla Model 3 needs to be just a bit worried. With those fast running up past $50,000, we'd imagine Hyundai will want to undercut Musk, pricing the car somewhere north of $47,000 and thus, just under the Model 3. For now, we're going to have to sit tight and wait for more info from Hyundai when it comes. Given the rate at which the brand is both releasing info and teasing the car, we'd imagine that it won't be long. What do you think about this? Let me know this by commenting below. I would love to see them. I can go through your comments and share my feedback. Thanks for watching this video completely. Kindly subscribe to this channel and hit the like button. Thanks again, have a great day.